Hey everybody, how's it going? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. Okay, first card that we have out is Two of Swords and the Star. This feels like something going on that's connected with the future, something that you could feel stuck on. Having the star here can indicate that this has to do with you tuning in. You could be asking, like, what is my true path here? Where do I, like, genuinely feel like I'm supposed to be going? Or this can be your choice, or it can be somebody else's choice. So it can be like what's going to be happening, and it can be something that's out of your hands. For some of you, this is something that is in your hands. Maybe it's also a combination of the two as well. But there's something about like a decision, a choice, having to do with your path and where you're going. But I'm seeing this be specifically like looking into the future at something and like what's going to happen. And I'm seeing a question mark with the Two of Swords. Like we don't know for some reason like what this choice is that's going to be made, or it's something where maybe you haven't like formally, consciously tuned into what the answer is going to be. It looks like it's connected with where you're going. Because this star is gazing into the future. What you're going to be doing. How your energy is going to be spent. Okay. You are very soon going to get information about this. So if you had been waiting on like news, a letter, a conversation, a text message, any type of message, communication of any sort, like all of that, I'm seeing that it's coming through swiftly. So you're not going to be waiting much longer. You could feel like this was a bit trying, being in the interim space. Alright. Having Four of Wands and having Eight of Swords. Four of Wands is seen as being a time that it's like a snapshot of time when there can be a celebration. It can be a time that's very cherished as well. It can feel like things are stable. It can feel like things are settled. But having Eight of Swords can be like worrying about that. But maybe also too, it's making it harder to be present to that. Because this Four of Wands card is feeling like a space where you want to be in, where things feel like just right. And then having Eight of Swords feels like being so connected with the airspace that you may feel disconnected from that feeling of like things working how they're supposed to, or you being where you're supposed to. Four of Wands is also connected to with stability as well. So you can feel like your energy is kind of all over the place right now. I get the sense of you being preoccupied. This is good news that's coming through. I'm seeing it be connected with Four of Wands. So this will be something where like you'll be happy about this. I don't like always read Four of Wands like this, but in the context of this reading, it's feeling like Four of Wands can be a celebration about something. It can be like an event even. Like on the usual like classic Four of Wands card, it's people standing almost looking like they're getting their picture taken or something like that. It's like a really happy moment, a really happy time, a time where it's like, wow, my perseverance really paid off, or like this long-term plan is now finally being realized, or like I've achieved this thing that I've really been putting so much effort into. It took intention, it took will, it took planning, it took even choices that I made that I knew were going to impact me in the future in a way that I hoped that they would. And Four of Wands is like that moment where you arrive there to the destination that you've been working for. And so it's a time of integration, it's a time of harmony where you feel like reality has harmonized with what you've been putting your energy into. And so I'm seeing that this information that you're getting is going to be associated with that. Okay. So this can be information, it can be clarity. So if this is on you and you haven't made the choice, it can make the choice very simple and very clear for you. If somebody else is making this choice and you're kind of like in this in between, like waiting for an answer or an acceptance or something like that, that is also going to be coming through. So it's going to be something along the lines of that. Having Four of Wands connected with it, this is something where you're going to feel, you can feel proud of this, you can feel happy about this, you can feel like things are working the way that they're supposed to or the way that you intended them to. Okay? I feel this worrying about your future and what's going to be happening and where you're going, but I'm getting that you don't need to be worrying about this. So if it's something that you're stressing out about, I'm seeing your guides be like, you can relax. You are going to get information about this soon, shortly. Feels like it comes at a time when you're feeling kind of desperate here. Yeah, I'm seeing anxiety about stuff to the point where you could feel like you can't function, like all you can do is think about this thing or worry about this thing, or like you can't get this off of your mind. You can feel kind of shut down from other things because of it. You know when you're so in your head that you're like walking through life, but it's like you're not really processing anything else because there's just this internal monologue that's happening about this specific thing. I'm seeing you be in that position. But Five of Pentacles is also feeling like something can feel like it's out of your control a bit or out of your hands a bit. And you can also be like, I don't like being in this space. This feels very uncomfortable. You may be having a lot of feelings about this too, but I'm seeing that a message is arriving, okay? I'm seeing this color here. It is a mix between blue and green, like a darker color. Not like the most dark, but it's, what's the best way to describe this? Like it's still saturated, but I'm seeing it be a really deep. It's like the shade that crimson is, even though I know that's red, but the shade that crimson is, but think of that color in green and think of that color in blue and then mix the blue and green together. I'm seeing that type of color here. At some point, you could start feeling like this is a bit internally. I'm not saying that you would like necessarily admit this to anyone else, but you can kind of feel like you're having your own performance piece here. You know, those times where something ends up working out and you're like, wow, you know, you like feel that sense of relief or you feel the weight like slide off of your shoulders, but before that, being so like concerned or so balled up or so stressed out and like really worrying about things and what's gonna happen and what if it doesn't go my way or work out, and I'm feeling like in really bad shape right now because I'm so stressed out about this. It's like now physically I'm starting to feel ill because like mentally I'm really struggling with this thing. And then I'm seeing something happen with Page of Cups and the Sun where I feel like you take a look at yourself once you see that things work out in your favor, because things are definitely going to be working out in your favor. Like we're ending with the Sun over here, so you're going to be very happy with what ends up happening. But I feel like you even, again, like not to anyone else, and maybe you're not even like letting on how worried you are or stressed you are, but it feels like one of those moments where you're like feeling really dramatic, where everything is feeling really, really intense, but then things end up working out. And I feel like you're seeing yourself in a mirror for a second and then being like, just feeling like things were getting intense, almost to the point of feeling so much of a sense of relief that you may chuckle about this, you may laugh about this and be like, wow, what was I so worried about? Like that type of thing. But the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles is very intense that you would be experiencing. But then when the Page of Cups arrives, which is going to be connected with a message that you're going to be receiving, insights that you're going to be receiving, whatever this is that you've been waiting on, I'm seeing the sun be there. So it's like everything is cleared up. I know what's going to be happening. There's no confusion left here. I feel very content with this. I feel very filled with joy, filled with energy. So that Five of Pentacles where you're like, I'm not feeling so well, you know, having the sun, it's like, oh, everything's better now. That's what is going to happen. That's not to say that this isn't a stressful time, because I'm definitely seeing a lot go on. But there can be something heavily that you're feeling worried about, and even could have felt like your emotions were sort of just on their own expressing themselves, and you were just feeling everything that was going on. But then the sun being here is like feeling happy with, you're going to feel happy with the way that things turn out. Also too, having Four of Wands, you're going to feel like this is the culmination of like what you've been doing, that your intention has set this up to happen. So the way that you led yourself through this, you're going to feel that, like, feel a sense of accomplishment. It's like when you're going through the beginning of this, you can feel like something is rocking so much that you're going to get knocked off of it. But then Four of Wands and the sun is like everything stabilizes, or like it's downpouring and it's thundering and lightning, and then all of a sudden, like, all of it's over and the sun comes out and everything's bright and clear. Or like you've been driving in some type of fog and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of here, and then all the fog just clears up and everything's very clear. So that's what I'm seeing is gonna be happening. But I do feel like when you come out on the other side of this, you're gonna be like, wow, I was really making a show of it. But it doesn't, you don't have to like consciously be like, I was making the decision to make a show of it, but you can see that your feelings were very, very intense going through this, where it could have felt like life or death going through this type of thing, or like just really high stakes for some reason. And you could have been like, I'm supposed to do this. What if it's not gonna like allow me to, having the Star and having Five of Pentacles can be like, this is my dream. What if it's not gonna let me realize my dream? What's gonna happen? Or like, what if this doesn't allow me to complete my destiny? Or what if my hopes are going to be dashed? Like, I really was putting my hope into this, and what if it doesn't work out in that way? But again, like, I'm seeing things are going to work out. So the sun is no joke. Like, you're going to feel like you have answers. You're not in that in-between space anymore, and you're going to feel good about what's going on. You're going to feel happy. The sun is a very, very happy time. It's a card of celebration. It's you feeling like you get your energy back. Sun is also connected with vitality. So, you know, like when we're experiencing something happening that feels very abundant, we can feel optimistic. This can be a very benevolent energy that we experience. And so you're also going to feel like you get a power up from this, because you feel like things stabilize. And then it's going to help you feel like, even though there may still be some other things that you're dealing with, stuff that needs to be accomplished, lots of stuff to do, maybe something like that, you're going to feel like you have the energy to tend to those things, whatever else this is. Because it feels like you have multiple things going on right now, many things that you're tending to. It's just a matter of balance. But this is definitely going to give you a boost where you feel like you can take on whatever's incoming, all right? Hey, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.